Good morning. It's 5 on Friday, and I'm a little bit behind. So I always say something before I start to see who might come on. But today, since I'm starting so late, I think it might be 9:47. I was at the gym and got a late start. And the trivia is the same one that I always give. Understand that over 50% of relationships end because of a lack of communication. That's my trivia. So understand that. If you can't communicate with your partner, sometimes it just might end. Now that's my telephone ringing. I will not answer it because I am just giving you my undivided attention. So 5 on Fridays is Friday the 13th, Good Luck Day. I love Friday the 13th. It's Good Luck Day. Who out there loves Friday the 13th? If you don't, just flip it around and reframe it in your mind. Understand that this day is just another day. It's a great Friday, the 13th. No superstition. It's Good Luck Day, like every day. It's a good day. Okay, so here we go. I have the 5 questions. And the first question I'm asked by a young lady. She's about 23 years old, and she said, just one moment.
So we found this on
Sorry.
Amazon. It was selling on Amazon for, well, it's still today, $6. And we put it on ClickFunnels, and they sold it for, I think, $12. And so realistically what we did is every time we got an order, we would go to Amazon, and we'd put that person's address in and ship them out one. And we made $6 on it. And that's kind of how we started finding products. I was selling t-shirts off a website, but I wasn't collecting.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. What that was I've got a workshop that I'm going to do at 11 o'clock, but it can wait because the first 30 minutes, 15 minutes, they talk about stuff. It's a webinar. Anyway, so here I go. So the first and excuse me for that, but the first young lady, she's about 23 years old, and she asked me, how do I ask someone out on a date? And I thought it was really sweet. It's a girl, not a guy asking that, but she has a guy she really, really likes, and they're cool in college. They're in summer school, and she hasn't really dated, which is kind of cool because that's a rarity. So she said, how do I ask a person out on a date? And so I just asked her, what does she really like? Does she like things he likes? What do they have in common? What are their interests? And if there's a function or something it's summertime, like an outdoor concert, an amusement park, a great movie that they might both like, somewhere they might want to go and have some lunch or something to eat. Because she's 23. That's not really young, but it's not old. And since she hasn't dated, so she's fresh. So I told her to find out what they both like, figure it out in your head, and then when you guys are hanging out one day, just say, so and so, would you like to go with me to blah, blah, blah? And if he says yes or no, if he says yes, though, then she can say, I mean, kind of like a date. Like that. Just be authentic and real. And whatever comes of it, will come of it. But you just ask by inviting someone somewhere. And then if they say yes, have a nice time. But if you really want to be transparent, you say, it's kind of like a date because I like you. That's always uncomfortable, but we can do it. And why wouldn't you? Life is short for all of us. So try and step away from or out of our ego and our fears and do things that are bold. All of us, even me. So that's the first one. The second question is, what do I do on a first date for the same person? I just answered it though. On a first date, you do things that you enjoy. You do things that are fun or interesting, like a museum or a concert or the Philharmonics, the Getty, if you're in Southern California. Wherever you are, just something that's fun and interesting. A date doesn't have to be romantic. It can just be fun and interesting and exciting. It could be an adventure that you guys take because some people love to do adventurous activities. That can be a first date. or there's anything that you enjoy that you guys will talk about later and have fun about talking about it, and you're comfortable with it. So do anything that you like that's fun for you on a first date. But what I would say do not do on a first date is have sex. That's never a smart thing. Don't have sex on a first date. It never makes sense. And nobody really wins. So don't have sex, but do anything else that's fun. Nice, clean fun, right? Adventure, the museum, an amusement park, a great activity, a hike, something like that for the first date. Bam. Number 3 is, can a long distance relationship work? Can a long distance relationship work? That's the question. My answer is yes. What do you guys think? The reason why it can work, because I believe anything that two people want can work. If I want it and he wants it, or if I want it and she wants it, or if he wants it and he wants it, whoever, if you're together as a couple and you both want the same things from the relationship, then it can work if you're both willing to do the work. So yes. And how can it work being long distance? Well, I would say you make sure at least once a month, twice if you can, you guys see each other. So one person comes to where you are and the other person comes to where you are. Trade off, back and forth, trade off. And then always do FaceTime conversations. Talk every single day on a FaceTime call to spend that time together. But don't text all day long and do all that, because that never is productive. It gets in the way. Let people have their lives. But one FaceTime time call every day. Try to see each other. If you could do it weekly, just say you live in LA and they're in San Francisco, or you're in Charleston, South Carolina, and they're in Columbia, South Carolina, or if you're in New York City and they're in the suburb of, that kind of thing. If they're not in the same city, that's okay. If they're like an hour plane ride away, that's okay too, maybe 2. But you guys got to figure it out financially as well. How can we see each other as much as possible? Because what happens is people start missing each other, and then, life happens. So if you want to be together for a long distance relationship, it can work, but you guys will have to eventually figure out how you're going to be in the same city, and then hopefully the same house. Hope that helped you. Can I date my best friend? Let me see. Here's the thing. I believe that's possible, because if you and your best friend decide to take it to the next level, the ultimate level, because your best friends, that's amazing. And then, of course, it's either one or two things. Either you cross that line and it fails, and you risk losing the friendship, or not. Or you cross that line and it works. It's always the risk you take, but life is to take risks. So I will not say don't do it, because I believe in love and I believe in risks. What's this life without some adventure? What's this life without a risk? There's more to our life than safety and security. So I say, can you date your best friend for the question? Yes, you can. But be open to the fact and mindful that anything can happen. You can lose the relationship, or it can be really great. But also, if you have a best friend and you date him or her and it doesn't work, and someone gets hurt and they are angry at you, understand everything's temporary. So you probably will not really lose your best friend. For a little while, you might be put on, punishment because they're mad at you. But I would try it, because then if you have a best friend and you date them and it works, eureka! It's amazing. So I say yes. I say try it. I say why not? Last questions. How do I know if my partner is cheating? Okay, now here's the thing that I say. We won't really know unless we find evidence. If you see receipts for hotels, receipts for restaurants when your partner says they're somewhere else, if you get a fact, then you really know. But also, a lot of times we intuit these things. We can tell what's going on, but we just don't have any proof. But then when that happens, you have to ask yourself, is it my intuition telling me or is it my insecurity talking to me? Which one is it? If you're not insecure about your relationship and your partner and you intuit that something's going on, as I always say, the best thing to do is always talk about it first. But if you think your partner's cheating and you really think that, you've got to bring it up. And then if you're not comfortable and you keep having that feeling, you are not going to be happy in the relationship. So you're going to have to leave it because you believe that they're cheating. So this is a hard one that you've got to really figure out on your own in terms of what you really want to do. Because some people find out their partner cheated and they can work it out. I've had couples that have been unfaithful, but then they come to me and they work it out and they forgive each other and they have fresh lives. So if your partner's cheating, you can find out. How can you tell? You can find out by any evidence, by their behavior, by just say they don't come home at night. They stay out far later than usual. They don't call you when they say. They don't answer the phone when you call. They don't respond to your text. Things like that are almost right in your face. Always talk about it before them. If you think it's worth saving, though, go get some help. And it could work out if they are cheating. If you don't think it is, if it's too painful for you and your partner is a serial cheater or you always feel this way, if you feel this way and it's not you, then they probably are and you should leave the relationship. Now that's leaving on a bad note, but that's what it is. So the questions that we talked about today were, how do I ask someone on a date? And the second was, where do we go on a first date? How do I ask someone just, invite them somewhere, to an outing, to an event, to something with you. And then if you get the courage, you can say, it's kind of like a date. And they might say, I know, they're on the same page. And I think that's beautiful. And the second one was, what do you do on a first date? I say any fun activity, anything that's fun. A social event, a museum, a hike, a picnic, a movie. But movies, I think, because you can't really talk in the movies. But something like that. On the first date, you can do something like that. And then, can a long distance relationship work? And I say yes. And there are ways it can work. You guys have to work that out, and it can work. But then I'm saying after probably a year, maybe 6 months, you got to figure out how to get in the same city, and then if it's in the plans, in the same house, right? Can I date my best friend? I say it's a risk that you take. It can, like, 3 things can happen. You lose the friendship temporarily. You have the best husband and wife or partner in the world because you guys are best friends. Now you're having sex too. Or the angry person, if you lose the friendship, they can come back because everything's temporary. And they love you as you're the best friend. And then the last one was, if your partner's cheating, how do you find that out? They always leave clues. When you do something wrong, like the old people would say, it comes out in the wash. Anything you do, it comes out in the wash, and we have no secrets. Like Sly and the Family Stone had a song called "Somebody's Watching You." Somebody's always watching you. They're always watching you. So you can't do anything wrong really without somebody seeing. So if your partner's cheating or you feel like they are, and you keep having that feeling for a long time, you know it's time to go, because we always know what we need to do. If you do it or not, that's on you, but you always know what you need to do. Like, you always know what's really happening, because we always can intuit things. So that's 5 on Fridays. I really don't know who's here right now. And no, Susan. And hey, John. Susan and John. I can't see further than up there, but you guys leave a comment, any questions you have for next week. I was late today, but that's okay, because I'm here. I'm always here. And that's just the deal. So I'll talk to you guys soon, and have a great, great day. Bye. But please, you guys, leave me a message. Who is this? I am. Okay, good. Thank you guys. Leave me something under here, and I love you guys. Bye-bye.